Hey, Lee here with Seven Sparrows Farm, and today I'm talking with Tristen at McGuire's Millrace Farm here in Western North Carolina, and we're talking about a beginner's guide to beekeeping.
So one of the things you need to get before you actually think about getting bees is a bee box. So what I have here is just a typical Langstroth style hive. I use just a single brood chamber, also known as a deep. This is where the queen and the baby bees are going to be reared and to grow. Above this, everything above this box is going to be called a super. So I use both mediums and shallow honey supers. This is where the honey that they're going to eat and that you're going to eat is going to be. You'll need a lid. This is called a migratory style lid. If you're going to look online, that's what they'll be titled as. I use screen bottom boards. There's a screen on the bottom. It helps increase ventilation in the hive, keeps moisture down, as well as a little added feature. Has a pull-out screen that shows pollen droppings and varroa mites. It's good for keeping a tab on what's going on inside the hive, where they're being active. That nifty little trick. Another thing is this entrance reducer. It's good to have this for this time of year. It still gets pretty chilly at night, so it kind of reduces the entrance, brings it smaller, helps them retain heat a little better, and can prevent robbing, which is where a larger hive would take on a smaller hive like that one and would steal all of its resources. So it can reduce the entrance and helps the bees defend from each other, essentially. So this is an optional component you can get. This is called an inner cover. This is just mainly for added ventilation. This will actually sit right underneath this lid, just like this. Completely optional. Some people really swear by it, but I don't use them typically. One thing I would add though, if you are going to invest in one, probably aim to get ones with a circle in the middle, because it actually fits the dimensions perfectly of a mason jar. So if you're going to feed your bees, you can just stick it right on top, and you can feed them directly from the top of the hive. Or if you flip it, this little entrance here they use for ventilation can actually act as a secondary entrance, so the bees can have two entrances. So this is a queen excluder. I would say this would be an essential part of getting a hive, particularly for this setup. All this does is actually restrains the queen to the bottom part of the hive. This would sit right in between these two boxes. This would prevent her from coming up into the honey super and laying eggs, and the bees thus putting pollen up there next to the eggs and messing up your honey crop. Whenever you order a package of bees, this is one of the boxes that they might come in. This is a bee bus, and actually this is the same box that these bees came in. So this is probably easier of the two. You can also get a wooden box. They both essentially work the same. This one just has a sliding top. Your bees will be about 3 pounds of bees down in the base here. There'll be a food jar that I no longer have that fits in the top. Slide this. The bees can't actually get to the top, so you have to pull this out in order for them to come out. And here is a queen cage. Your virgin queen will be right here in one of these two slots. Sometimes they come with a little metal piece like this that you'll slip into the hive, and then you'll let them reintroduce her to open her. I don't know the terminology for that. Another way of letting them out, sometimes you can get it, and some people just get it and shake the bees out. It doesn't hurt them. They have exoskeletons. They're pretty tough little creatures. Another way of doing it, what's nice about these bee buses, is they have a little side that you can use and pry open, and the whole side will open up. Makes it much easier for them to get out. You can dump. Some people even set it at the entrance of the hive and let the bees walk into it. That works fine, but it may take you a few hours. Totally up to you, but this is one of the ways the bees will be shipped to your door. So this is one tool that you'll definitely need. This is a hive tool. There are many different styles. I actually don't know the name of this type, but some people really like it because it actually has a hook that's easy for opening frames. This is the basic style. Sometimes there are ones called J hooks, a number of different ones, different sizes. A lot of people, these actually aren't, they're fairly expensive. I mean, $7 to $12. Some people might choose to use just a paint opener. Really even your pocket knife if you're really good with it. The whole purpose of it is to move frames and to squish hive beetles, whatever it may be, to make your beekeeping more convenient. So another thing you'll need as a beekeeper is a smoker. This is the Dodon's smoker. It's around $35. It's a very nice smoker. I've had it for 3 years. It's still working very well. You'll need this in order to keep the bees calm whenever you're working them. It takes a number of different things. Whatever, some people use denim jeans, people use dry grass. I actually have gotten to use cardboard because it's just something we have, it's very prevalent. Whatever you can put in here to light and make thick, cool smoke, something that won't burn the bees, something that still be cool enough that you can put on top of the hive. So another thing you're going to need is a beekeeping veil. This, if anything, I would recommend getting even just simple veil like this, just good enough to keep the bees off your face. These are fairly cheap. This is about $30 if I remember correctly. Really simple. They just slip over the head, like so. Pull this down, and then you'll just tie it around your waist. And all this does is actually just ties this down to your chest to keep bees from crawling up underneath and into the veil with you, but still prevents them from getting out of your eyes or anything else like that. So another thing I'd recommend you get is a pair of gloves. You can use just a typical work glove, but the benefit of a beekeeping glove is it actually has elastic at the upper arm to keep bees from getting down inside the glove with you. These are the goatskin style gloves. They actually sell rubber ones too, but I would recommend getting goatskin ones just because they're more durable. The rubber ones actually developed holes at the fingertips after 1 year of use, but I know a lot of people really like these. So if you're a little nervous getting started with beekeeping and you want something a little more than just a veil and some gloves, here's 2 options that you can go for. These are just beekeeping jackets. This is a Dodont. This is more of a heavy duty one. Is ventilated. It's a well-reviewed jacket and a lot of people like it. And this is a Lyson. This one's a bit lighter. It's about as thin as a dress shirt, and that's totally fine if you're okay with that. I actually prefer the Lyson. I used this one for a year or 2. I did find it a bit hot at times, but I've come to really like this one, for one because of the veil shape, but also because it's lighter. So if you actually do decide to invest in one of these jackets, I'm going to show you how to put it on real fast. So when you put it on, you slip it on just like any other coat. You slide your hands too. There should be a little loop like this. Sometimes it's just a little elastic strap. Put both arms in, and then you'll zip it up down the center. And once everything's snug, you'll take the veil and you'll throw it over your head, like so. And here, there should be 2 zippers along either side of your neck that you'll grab and zip around. And once they're in the middle, this flap here will overset them, and it should enclose your body. So these are the basics. There's a lot of other equipment out there. Do not feel obligated to buy all of them. They're not necessary. A lot of cool trinkets. I do think you should explore them, but I would recommend just starting here and exploring the options from there.
Hey, that's about it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave those in the comment section below. I'm going to put Tristen's information in the description so you can see more about his beekeeping journey and go from there. Thanks for watching.